Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is a super important one, especially if you're just starting to speak English with native speakers. We're diving into how to survive your first conversation with a native speaker, what to say, and how to stay calm. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. And oh yes, that first conversation can feel like a roller coaster, right? Exciting, terrifying, and full of what if I forget a word, or what if they talk too fast?
Exactly. But here's the good news, it doesn't have to be perfect. The key is to prepare just a little, keep your cool, and know a few useful tricks. First up, Jamie, what's one tip you'd give for someone about to dive into that first chat?
I'd say, prepare some simple self-introduction phrases. You know, the basics. Hi, my name is, or I'm from, or I'm learning English because. Just having those ready can take away a lot of the panic.
Yes. And don't underestimate the power of small talk. Asking easy questions like, how's your day, or, do you live around here, can keep the conversation going. You don't need deep grammar knowledge to be friendly and curious.
Another great trick. Repeat or paraphrase what the native speaker says. Like if they say, I went to the beach, you can say, oh, you went to the beach. That sounds nice. It helps show you're listening and gives you time to process.
That's such a good one. It slows down the pace, too. And if you really don't understand something, don't panic. You can politely say, sorry, could you say that again, or can you speak a little more slowly? Most people are happy to help.
Yep, they'll often appreciate that you're trying, and they'll slow down naturally. You can also use filler phrases to give yourself thinking time, like let me think. Or that's a good question.
Oh yes, those little pauses make you sound more natural, too. And hey, remember it's totally normal to make mistakes. Native speakers do it all the time, even in their own language.
Totally. Your goal isn't to sound perfect, it's to connect. And honestly, most native speakers aren't judging your grammar. They are probably just happy you're talking with them in their language.
Right, and one of the biggest mindset shifts is realizing that communication is more important than accuracy. If you say something like, yesterday I go park, people will still understand what you mean. The main idea got across, and that's what matters in real-life conversation.
Yes. That's such a big deal. I remember once talking to someone learning English who said, I forget the word, but it's like when you're very happy and surprised. And I was like, oh, you mean excited? And boom, conversation continued. You don't need every vocabulary word if you can describe what you mean.
That's a perfect example. And sometimes, even using gestures or facial expressions helps a lot. If you're enthusiastic and expressive, people usually get your meaning. Body language is universal.
Totally agree. Also, don't be afraid of silence. Sometimes you'll need a few seconds to think. That's okay. Native speakers do it too. You don't have to fill every second with words, just breathe and go at your own pace.
Exactly. And if you're still super nervous, you can practice with a friend first, even use voice messages in apps like HelloTalk or Tandem. You can listen, think, and then respond. It's a great way to build confidence before speaking live.
Or start small. Order coffee, ask for directions, say hello to a stranger at a language meetup. Every little step makes you stronger for the next conversation. And the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Think of it like working out. That first, native speaker conversation might feel like lifting a heavy weight, but over time, you build those language muscles. One day, you'll look back and think, why was I so nervous about that?
And here's one last bonus tip. After your first conversation, write it down. What you talked about, what you wanted to say but didn't, and what you learned. It helps your brain remember and improve faster. Like a little review session just for you.
That's a powerful habit. Not only are you practicing speaking, but but you're also training your reflection skills. Combine both, and your fluency will grow like crazy.
And you know what's cool? Even if you mess up during that first conversation, most native speakers are super understanding. They are often impressed that you're speaking a second language at all. Like, they're not judging, you're doing something brave.
So true. I've had people tell me they felt more respected just because they were trying to speak in English, even if they made mistakes. And honestly, it's kind of endearing when someone's trying their best. It shows effort and courage.
Yeah, it's not about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to try. And the more you try, the better you'll get. You'll start picking up common phrases, getting used to the rhythm of real conversations, and eventually, it just becomes natural.
And sometimes you'll surprise yourself. You'll walk away from a conversation thinking, wait, I actually understood most of that. Or, I said that sentence so smoothly. Those little victories are huge.
Exactly. And those victories stack up. Every one of them adds confidence. So if you're nervous about your first conversation with a native speaker, remember, it's not a test. It's a chance to connect, to grow, and to realize how far you've already come.
And honestly, even if it doesn't go perfectly, it's just one moment. One out of thousands you'll have as you improve. Think of it like a rehearsal for the future you who's speaking English confidently every day.
And you'll get there. Just take that first step. Say hi, ask a question, share your thoughts. You're already doing more than most people ever try.
Right, and one more tip that really helped me, don't be afraid of pauses. When you're speaking to a native speaker, it's totally okay to take a moment to think. It actually shows that you're being thoughtful with your words, not that you're unsure.
Totally. Native speakers pause too, all the time. So if you need a second to remember a word or to build your sentence, that's fine. It's a conversation, not a race.
And if you forget a word, try describing it. Like, if you forget the word fridge, you can say, the thing where you keep food cold. That keeps the conversation going and shows creativity.
That's such a good hack. And it builds fluency, because you're using the vocabulary you do know to get around what you don't know. That's exactly what native speakers do when they forget words in their own language.
Yeah. And another thing, you don't have to talk the whole time. Listening is a powerful tool. Pay attention to the words they use, their intonation, their sentence structure. You're learning just by being part of the interaction.
Absolutely. Sometimes you'll hear phrases like, "What do you do for fun?" or "How long have you lived here?" and you can borrow them for your next conversation. English becomes more natural the more you hear it in real life.
It's like you're building a toolkit, one phrase, one sentence pattern at a time. And every real conversation is practice that textbooks can't give you.
Exactly. And sometimes the most useful phrases are the simple ones, like "Sorry, can you repeat that?" or "I'm still learning English, but I'll try." Those little expressions can save the conversation and keep it going smoothly.
Yes. You're not expected to be perfect. What really matters is showing the other person that you're trying, and most people will respect and appreciate that effort. In fact, they'll probably slow down or simplify their speech a little to help you out.
And that builds confidence. When you realize people are supportive, not judgmental, you start to feel braver. It's all about taking those small steps outside your comfort zone, one conversation at a time.
It really is. Even saying hi to someone in line at a coffee shop, or complimenting someone's shirt in English, it's practice. It's all those little moments that add up to fluency.
And the more you do it, the less scary it feels. One day you'll look back and think, wow, I used to be nervous just saying hello, and now I can hold a full conversation.
That's the goal. Growth comes from the doing, not just the learning. So the next time you have the chance to speak with a native speaker, go for it. Mistakes and all. That's how we all get better.
Right? And something else that really helps is preparing a few go-to topics or questions in advance. Like talking about the weather, asking about someone's favorite food, or even sharing where you're from and why you're learning English. Those familiar topics can really break the ice.
Oh yeah, and it takes away the pressure of thinking on the spot. When you've practiced a few lines, you're not starting from zero, you already have something to say, and that makes a big difference in how confident you feel.
Also, don't forget to listen actively. Sometimes we're so nervous about what we're going to say next that we forget to really listen. But if you focus on the other person, you'll probably realize you understand more than you thought.
Absolutely. And if you miss something, that's okay. Just say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that," or "Could you say that again more slowly?" That's not a weakness, that's communication. It shows you're engaged.
Exactly. Native speakers don't expect perfect English, they just want to connect. And when you show interest and effort, the connection happens naturally.
And let's be honest, native speakers sometimes don't even use perfect grammar themselves. So it's totally fine if your sentence isn't perfect. What matters most is that you're understood.
Totally. And sometimes, your accent, or the way you say something might even spark curiosity, or a fun conversation. It can be a cool cultural exchange if you embrace it.
Yeah, like one time I said, "bathroom," in a very British way while talking to an American, and they were like, "Wait, do you mean the restroom?" We ended up laughing and talking about all the different ways English is spoken around the world.
That's such a great point. These small moments are actually learning gold. They help you grow your vocabulary, build confidence, and they remind you that learning is supposed to be fun, not scary.
Exactly. And speaking of learning moments, don't forget to actually ask questions if you don't understand something. A simple, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" or "What does that mean?" goes a long way. Most native speakers are happy to help if they see you're trying.
Absolutely. And it shows that you're actively engaged in the conversation. That kind of curiosity is really powerful. It turns the whole experience into a two-way exchange, instead of just you trying to survive it.
And one more thing, don't feel like you need to respond instantly. It's okay to take a moment to think. A little pause before speaking is totally normal, even native speakers do it. It helps you choose your words more clearly and calmly.
That's a huge tip. Rushing can make you nervous and lead to mistakes, but slowing down actually gives you more control. The first few conversations might feel like a roller coaster, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes.
Right, and you know what else helps? Having a few go-to phrases ready. Like, "That's interesting," or "Really? Tell me more." These short, natural responses can keep the conversation going even when your mind goes blank for a second.
Yes. Those are like little lifebuoys in a sea of English. And if you've practiced them enough, they just come out automatically. Also, smiling and using positive body language makes a huge difference, even if your words aren't perfect.
Totally. Communication is more than just vocabulary, it's tone, expressions, eye contact. Even just nodding and saying, "I see," or "Got it," shows you're present and trying to connect.
And here's something fun. Try to mirror the other person's energy. If they're excited, match that. If they are calm, slow down. It's like syncing your rhythm to theirs, and it helps you feel more in tune with the conversation.
That's such a smart point. Plus, it makes the other person feel comfortable too, which leads to better, more relaxed interaction.
Exactly. And remember, it's okay to not be perfect. What matters is that you're trying, you're showing up, and you're open to learning. Every conversation is a step forward.
Absolutely. Your first conversation with a native speaker might feel intimidating, but with preparation, mindset, and a few handy strategies, you'll survive it, and even enjoy it. The more you practice, the easier it becomes.
So don't worry about getting every word right. Focus on connection, not perfection. You've got this.
That wraps up today's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope this gave you some confidence and clarity. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to follow or subscribe for more practical tips to improve your English.
And hey, if you've had your first conversation with a native speaker recently, tell us how it went. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep speaking, keep learning, and keep growing.